Ohio. So we appreciate you taking the time to come out and do this in person. Those of you that are watching online and other places, you know, for me, this is the third straight year that I've been able to come to Canton. We were here for the induction of the class of 2021 at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the summer of 21 when Jimmy Johnson went in. We were here last summer to cap off the inaugural season for the USFL when the Philadelphia Stars and Birmingham Stallions played for the championship, and Birmingham won a thrilling game that was seen all across the country on Fox Sports to a large audience. And now we're back again this year, my third straight year in Canton, and two things that really stood out to me about being in this area. One, I'm surprised at how good the restaurant, shout out to Bender's and also Gervasi's winery. And then the other one is the passion for people and their love of football here. And it's not just football fans that are here. You have football fans all over the country, but there's a passion that exists here in this part of the country that you don't find in a lot of other places. And that was shown last year when the championship game was played here. And we saw a packed house and parents and kids and getting autographs and just enjoying the atmosphere. And that showed on television, which made a better broadcast for us. But it was really something special, and I'm looking forward to being able to.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. 6 months ago, when the USFL handed over the first championship trophy to the Birmingham Stallions just outside this room, little did we know that we'd be back here today to say we are back. The USFL is excited that the Pittsburgh Maulers and the New Jersey Generals will practice and play games in Canton during the 2023 regular season. Thanks to a successful season one that was capped by an incredible postseason here in Canton, the USFL is now a proven and stable brand on the professional football national stage. Season two is about growing our fan base by continuing to play high quality and competitive football that fans love to watch, expanding into additional markets, and strengthening our partnerships. Returning to Canton for 2023 achieves these goals. The outstanding regional support we received during our first postseason from football fans in Ohio and Pennsylvania, including the great city of Pittsburgh, coupled with our successful partnership with the Hall of Fame Village, led to this moment. The Pro Football Hall of Fame Village shines as a beacon for football fans across the country. Because we know these fans crave more football, we're also thrilled to announce that the USFL North Division playoff game and championship game will return here in 2023. While we remain committed to incrementally placing all teams into their namesake markets, expanding play in Canton with two iconic franchises continues building a regional fan base, keeps the brand in the national consciousness, and strengthens the league's partnerships with the Hall of Fame Village in preparation to bring postseason games back to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. In 2023, the USFL is proud to bring high-quality and competitive football to Canton, Birmingham, and Memphis. In the days ahead, we'll make more news about what is going to be an exciting USFL Season 2 that begins in April. But first, it's our privilege to announce that the Pittsburgh Maulers and the New Jersey Generals will face off in Canton's first regular season game on Sunday, April 23rd. Fans can pre-register for USFL Canton game tickets via Ticketmaster to make a deposit for $25 and lock in priority access. The man leading the Pittsburgh Maulers is a three-time Super Bowl winner. One of those is a teammate of mine with the Dallas Cowboys. He is very familiar with this region, having been a defensive coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a secondary coach and the defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the USL family, your head coach of the Pittsburgh Maulers, Ray Horton.
Thank you, teammate. I'll give it a little bit of right rudder to keep it even. If I took a heading of 258, I go a little bit southwest down to Dayton, home of Wright Brothers, birthplace of aviation. Well, I kind of feel like Ohio is my birthplace into professional football. I was originally out of the University of Washington, and I was originally first drafted by the LA Express of the USFL. Then, in the second round, I was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, whose owner at the time was Paul Brown, one of the innovators of pro football. I mean, a brilliant man. And I remember some of the stories he told me, just chilling stories of life and men and America. His son is still down there now, Mike Brown, and his other son, Pete Brown, who was one of the most compassionate men in football, passed away a few years ago. I was devastated by that. He was probably the most kindest soul in football I've ever met. And Katie Brown Blackburn is still down there, and the Bengals are doing well. I also coach up at Cleveland Browns, and although we didn't win a lot, I tell you what, the fans of Cleveland adopted me as one of their own. I love the fans of Cleveland. Then, of course, we were at Pittsburgh, and we were fantastic over there. So I look at the triangle of Southern Ohio, Northern Ohio, Western PA as my kind of birthplace of pro football, and I'm indebted to that.
I can say in business, you're only successful when you have great partners and you have great teams. I look at the USFL as a great partner. What they're doing, what they're launching, is tagging on to our motto: inspiring the past, honoring the past, inspiring the future. They're honoring what has happened and everything, and I think paying tribute to the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the greats that have been inducted there, the players, the contributors, the coaches. But they're giving these young men an opportunity to further their dream, to be a professional football player, to be a professional football coach. That's something I have a lot of passion for. Everything we do, we want to do it at the highest level. Our destination here continues to evolve. We've put a lot of new assets in place. Experiences are going to be opening. We're going to be entertaining guests before and after. And yeah, we have created an opportunity for people to walk around freely with beverages and feel good about where they're at. We've got outdoor rides. We're building a football-themed water park this year, building a football-themed hotel this year, the only football-themed water park in America. So the goal here is, and I think Larry said this last night, this is turnkey. It's purpose-built to host great events, great entertainment, great sports. I am so honored, we are so honored to have this league choose us as one of the 4 destinations to play.
Whether you're a young man, young woman, and getting older man or older woman, it still gives you that opportunity. And the guy who had the vision to put all of this together and bring the USFL back is the CEO and executive producer of Fox Sports, my boss, Eric Jenks.
All right, thank you, Kurt. Good to see such a packed house here this morning. I won't be long, but I just wanted to say a number of thank yous that made today and this entire operation possible. On the USFL and Fox side, I see Larry Jones, Dan Carey, who runs the business operations side of the USFL, while Daryl runs the football side. Thank you, Mike, and then the other Mike Levy. Also, John and Ann and Vic, thank you guys so much for not only what you did for our playoffs and championship game last year, but as Mike said, making it impossible for us to go anywhere else for 2023. Home of football and the fantastic partnership with the Hall of Fame, that it's great to officially welcome Canton to season 2 of the USFL. So whether it's in the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, watching the games, or if you're watching on your couch on Fox or NBC, the USFL is going to bring fans closer to the game that it loves. And we hope that fans and families, because it is such a family-friendly atmosphere that we want to create around the USFL, when they come to Canton to celebrate football by seeing a USFL game, visiting the Hall of Fame Museum, or checking out the amazing programming that's going to happen in the Hall of Fame Village, starting with that first game right here on April 23rd. So we just couldn't be more excited to kick off season 2. Again, thank you to everyone who's making this happen, for all of us at the USFL, and to making this vision and dream come true. Kurt?
All right, so the USFL is now back in Canton, Ohio, and there's more than just playing games. So at the press conference that you just heard at the Hall of Fame Village, announced that Canton will be the host of 2 teams during the upcoming regular season, as well as, here's the other kicker, the North Division playoff game in late June and the USFL championship game in early July. Remember last time, it was around that July 4th weekend. The announcement comes 6 months after the Hall of Fame Village hosted the USFL postseason game during the Professional Spring League's first season. Quote, the USFL is excited that the Pittsburgh Maulers and New Jersey Generals will practice and play in Canton during the 2023 regular season. Daryl Johnson, who you heard in that clip, the USFL Executive Vice President of Football Operations. The outstanding regional support we received during the first postseason from fans in Ohio and Pennsylvania, including the great city of Pittsburgh, coupled with our successful partnership with the Hall of Fame Village, led to this moment. Now, the Maulers and Generals will face off in Canton's first regular season game on Sunday, April 23rd. The North Division playoff game and USFL championship game will also return to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, with dates and times to be announced later. Fans can pre-register for USFL Canton game tickets at Ticketmaster for a $25 deposit, or they can go to theusfl.com. Again, they talk about the great partnership that they have. USFL is a fan-first league. That's coming from Michael Crawford, Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment Company. The new Pittsburgh Maulers head coach, Ray Horton, who was hired by the USFL earlier this month, sees the move to Canton in 2023 as an opportunity to build a regional fan base. Because we have a defensive coach of both the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cleveland Browns, he knows how passionate football fans are in Western Pennsylvania and Northeast Ohio. That sell is a little tough. I thought maybe they might switch the team name, but I would assume that they'd eventually want to move to Pittsburgh. But maybe they add a team. I don't know. It's just going to be really interesting, this part, because this is the only location that doesn't actually, the team is not there. Now, 90 minutes isn't too far from Pittsburgh. And I remember speaking to USFL officials during the championship game where they were hoping that the Maulers would be in the playoffs or be in the championship game because they were so close to Canton, Ohio. So I get that part. It's not in the town, it's not even in the same state, but neither is the New Jersey, the New York Jets and New York Giants. They're in New Jersey. And for a lot of fans, they probably have to travel an hour and a half to get there too. So I get that point. We'll see. I'm very excited for Canton to have the home team play their games there, and I'm really curious of how the fan base, because they'll get what's nice about it is they'll get fans from Cleveland. I don't know if Cleveland fans are going to vote for a Pittsburgh team because of the Browns are in the same division. I don't know if they can do that, but it'll be interesting to see if Cleveland fans come to Canton and watch the Pittsburgh Maulers, and of course anybody from Pennsylvania coming up there too. That this one hub is going to be the most fascinating to look out for. Now, maybe next year the USFL says, you know what, we're out of here. We got a place in Pittsburgh and we're good to go. So we'll just have to wait there. So, of course, they talked about the USFL is the first major professional league in 40 years and they had the game last year. Everything was a great success. So there you have it. The New Jersey Generals and Pittsburgh Maulers will be playing in Canton, Ohio at Tom Benson Stadium. Do you think this is a good move? Do you think they should have tried to do something in Pittsburgh? This one is one of the hubs to watch when it comes to attendance versus all the other ones. It's going to be real interesting, and we'll find out soon enough, less than 100 days until USFL kickoff.